Nice win.
Jin,
Thank you.
Jin, world title. Brian Norman.
Brian Norman.
Yeah.
Title match.
Next fight.
Next fight.
Go get it.
This year.
Okay. Come to America or Japan.
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 わかんない。
Anywhere. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
All right. I'm here with Yuni Takada, who just won a really tough fight tonight. World title soon. Champion. Belt. You.
Asia.
No, world title. Next.
次。
次
Yes.
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 Hi.
Yes.
All right. Here you
One
go.
world title.
Yes, right. All right. ありがとう。
ありがとうございます
がここにいるうちの本物のスクールスポーツのために行こうぜベイビーバン手の国には気をつけて、現実になることがありますからね
The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, getting my day, another day started here in Japan. The boxing grind never stops. The content never stops. Boxing waits for no man. So yeah, I got some things to handle today here in Japan, but I wanted to give my thoughts on Jin SASAKI as well as a couple other fighters on the undercard, because it's not all about Inoue. You know, boxing in Japanese boxing is bigger than Inoue, so I wanted to talk about other guys. We'll start first with Jin SASAKI. I thought, his fight was very interesting coming in because obviously he made a lot of waves here on True School Sports, when I interviewed him, because when I interviewed Jin, he had a whole lot to say about Brian Norman Jr. and Boots, and a lot of the American boxing YouTubers saw that interview and made videos about it, and it just, it put a lot of people on game as to who exactly Jin SASAKI was. So, he had a fight coming up, and this is a chance for him to really drum up some interest for, what he's got going on and what could be next in his career. And he was taking on Shoki Sakai, who was a really interesting fighter. Sakai had 14 losses in his boxing career. But if you check under the hood and you just look at his boxing career, this is a guy that had proven to be very durable. He is Japanese, but he's not a traditional Japanese fighter because Shoki Sakai did his... He turned pro in Mexico. And if you go look at his box rec, like his first 10 fights are in Mexico. So I would imagine that Shoki Sakai is a fighter that probably got a lot of Mexican sparring. I would imagine that Shoki Sakai is someone that was battle hardened by getting this kind of sparring in Mexico. And it shows in his record because he's never been stopped in his 14 losses. So if Jin would have stopped him in this fight, that would have been a statement for him. And he didn't wind up doing that. He didn't wind up stopping Shoki Sakai. Which is going to draw a lot of criticism from people. I thought he should have stopped Shoki Sakai, to be honest. I think SASAKI should have made that statement. He didn't, and it is what it is. These things happen in boxing, but he didn't lose the fight. He did show a lot of flaws. It's been noted a lot here on this channel and by anybody who's watched him that Jin SASAKI's defense is not great. He got hit way too much, and with too many critical shots, his nose did bleed at times in the fight. So there's flaws to be taken advantage of, but at the same time, while there is flaws, he's got them bricks in his hands. So he's a TV friendly fighter. He's strong enough and dangerous enough to beat certain guys in the welterweight division, but he's also vulnerable enough where higher level fighters like a Brian Norman Jr. and a Jaron Ennis and even Barrios and any of the other top guys, they could take advantage of him. So in short, Jin SASAKI is a net positive for boxing. He's good for the sport. And I think that we should all encourage Jin SASAKI to be in these fights. He wants those fights. He said it himself. He's not going to run away from those fights. He's the main guy he called out was Brian Norman Jr. He called him out in the ring. And then just seconds after he got out of the ring, when he saw me in the tunnel, as you guys saw in the beginning of this video, he called Brian Norman Jr. out in English, not Japanese. No translator. No arigato gozaimasu. No, none of that stuff. No arigato gozaimasu. No, I will do my best. No, I will try harder next time. No. He called Brian Norman Jr. out in plain English. so you can understand. So you can understand, he can understand, and the American fans can understand. He wants Brian Norman Jr. Now, anybody who's heard me talk about Jin SASAKI versus Brian Norman Jr., you've heard me say this, but I want to really camp out on it here in this video. I think Jin SASAKI versus Brian Norman Jr. is one of the best fights in boxing. From an entertainment standpoint, I just think it's a fight that's going to deliver guaranteed fireworks for the paying customers and really just captivate everybody's imagination in the welterweight division. I feel like, unbiasedly, I would favor Brian Norman Jr. in that fight because I think he's the stronger fighter, and I don't think he's the kind of guy you could have leaky defense against. Look what happened to Giovanni Santillan. Jin would have to, I think, be better than he's been to win that kind of a fight. But also at the same time, it's like Jin's speed and his power and his athleticism could also offset some things that Brian Norman Jr. He's not exactly like a Giovanni Santillan. Norman had some big advantages going into the Santillan fight, and he exploited all of them. Some of those advantages would not be at play here with a guy like Jin SASAKI, so that makes the fight intriguing. And I think boxing fans, and I want boxing fans to rally around me on this one. This is a great fight. And we need to openly campaign for Brian Norman Jr. to fight Jin SASAKI. I believe Jin's like in the top 3. I don't know the exact ranking he's in. I just know it's very high. So, you know, I want to see that fight. I think it's one of the best fights that can be made. Jin has to get better, but he's right in line, and he's 23. He's not telling you guys I'm only 23. Like, he's not hitting you guys with the Jared Anderson, I'm only 23. He's telling you, look, I'm here, I'm in the rankings, I'm towards the top. I want these fights. He's asking for the smoke. So hopefully Top Rank and Hachiochi Nakaya Promotions and Mr. Honda and Hideki Ohashi and whoever is involved, everyone involved, Brian Norman Sr., they can get that fight together for the boxing fans because I think it's a great fight. And I'll leave it at that. As far as other things on the undercard, Yuni Takada scores an upset victory against Goki Kobayashi, and he scores a knockdown in the fight. He was actually an underdog. He was plus money. It was like plus 550. Really good win for him. Like top win for Yuni Takada. He's number 2 in the WBA, so he's knocking on the door of a world title shot against Oscar Collazo. I think Yuni Takada is a fan-friendly fighter. He's really good. He's fun to watch. I think he was he's hittable too, but the thing with him is I think he's very dynamic offensively. Very dynamic offensively, tough as nails, battle tested. I would favor Oscar Collazo in that fight, but you know, it's a fight where if Collazo gets dragged into a dogfight, it's a fight he could lose. So, you know, yeah, Yuni Takada really did his thing. Really good performance from him. Don't think it was a split. I think they should have been a clear UD, but you know, boxing's gonna boxing sometimes, so you have that. Kai Watanabe lost his fight to Subaru Narai, I think that was his name. You know, looked very mechanical, looked very regular. Couldn't make the adjustments, and when the gap was closed, he was like overshooting his shots. So he's got some things to work on. It's the second loss of his career. He's no longer the WBO Asia Pacific champion, and it's unfortunate because he was winning fights and showing improvements, but that's boxing. One fight could really stymie your momentum, and it looks like his momentum's been stymied a little bit, so he's gonna have to go back to the drawing board. Who else fought? So Jin, and Toshiki Shimamachi, that's another one. You know, he fought on the card as well. You know, top contender at one of the top 10 super bantamweight contenders. You know, he won his fight. He got dropped. I didn't score it, but I thought it was pretty close. I thought he could have lost that fight. Looked very ordinary. Looked very ordinary. And he was the guy I was saying should have got the fight over Yi Jun Kim. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure he would have did much better than Yi Jun Kim. I actually don't think he would have did as good as Yi Jun Kim now that I watched the fight, because too mechanical. Good fighter, like solid pro, but you know, I just don't think he would have had anything for Inoue. And to be honest with you, I'm not even sure if Shimamachi could beat the guys like Marlon Tapales or, you know, just some of those top guys at super bantamweight. I would like to see him against like an Elijah Pierce or something like that, and see if he can pass that test. And if he can, then okay, then I'll probably think more highly of him. But I wasn't too impressed with his performance. But all in all, it was a good card. if you don't take nothing away from this video, please take away the fact that Jin Sasaki versus Brian Norman Jr. is one of the best fights in boxing. I like Jin. It's my guy. I like Jin a lot, but I think Brian Norman Jr. is too strong for him right now. I think he needs to improve his defense and get higher level experience, because right now, the way I see it, I think Brian would knock him out. But really good fight, and nothing would shock me if Jin beat Brian. That wouldn't shock me either. I just right now I think I favor Brian, because Jin's got too many holes. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe, and like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from being here. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this, make sure you guys click right over here. Keep watching my boy BT put on the best interviews out here.